Real estate is complicated and complex when you get all these different people involved. It got to a point where we didn't know it at the time, but months later, we finally got it closed. We had
Mhm.
to get lawyers involved because they were trying to cancel the deal. The listing agent was trying to pull the rug out from my buyers and cancel on them or force a cancellation. I remember asking my own clients, I said, hey, guys, do you want to just walk away from this or do you want me to put on the boxing gloves? He's like, look, Jake, you're a Marine. Like, because I literally, like, straight up, do you guys just want to, like, backpedal and go a different direction or do you want me to
Right.
fight? He's like, no, do what you want. Like, go fight. I was like, okay.
Nice.
You've got to do what's right. You've got to fight for what's right. Put on the boxing gloves. I think in my character, I've always been somebody that fights for the underdog.
Hey guys, thanks for jumping on. I'm here with my partner, fellow Marine veteran, Jake Smoke out of San Diego, California. Thanks for joining us, Jake. I appreciate it. Yeah, man, how's it going?
It's going, Terry. I appreciate you, man. It's always good connecting with you and chatting with you, having that common ground. We're on different coasts, but yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on.
No doubt, man. And I love the background you got there, the flag, the I see the Marine Corps
Yep.
emblem and some of the quotes. Tell me a little bit about yourself and then roll into your career in real estate, man. Tell us a little bit.
I'm a dad of three, busy with three kids and a wife. And, my kiddos are 15, 13, and 10, two boys and a girl. Busy being a dad in the
Yeah.
thick. Over the years, I evolved right into that. And I was active duty in the Marine Corps in the aviation side and went over to OIF, but I was active duty 2002 to 2007. I've always had to, for the most part, earning a living, getting a
Yeah.
paycheck for the family, right? Out here in San Diego, things are expensive. In the Marine Corps, active duty, and then I was a contractor on base for another 6, 7 years, still
Mhm.
working with the Marine Corps, but in the
Right.
civilian capacity. Deployed as a contractor as well over to Okinawa and got away from that. I was tired of turning wrenches on helicopters and got into supply chain and logistics and worked for Under Armour, the
Oh,
big
well, yeah,
clothes
yeah, the
company.
clothes. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Worked for them for a few years in the distribution world. I was a manager and a distribution supervisor in their huge 1.3 million square foot facility. Got hired on with them through the Wounded Warrior Project and through that initiative. I was getting burned out, working 70, 80 hours a week. It felt
Mhm.
like I was
Yeah.
salary 5:30 in the morning and I would go home at, 5:36
Mhm.
almost daily. Felt like it was around the clock.
Yeah.
Moved back down to San Diego, got a job with the US Navy, with the government, and I was a
Mhm.
government employee for another 7, 8 years.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
right around that same time, maybe a year, year and a half later, I got into real estate. I said, you know what? I need to do more. I need to have a little bit more control over my income. I was doing both. I was doing real estate and the government gig, both full time.
That's gonna be tough.
I did both for 3.5 years. Yeah. And
Wow. So you're probably putting a ton of hours in then
I
for,
was built
yeah.
up, 6-figure nest egg, and then took the leap and said, I'm out.
Oh, wow. I feel it.
Yeah.
I had gotten out and then I had a job for a little bit and then I did both for a little bit. And then it just came that time where ripped off the band-aid, right? Rip off the band-aid. And it's like, it's all or none. It's all
Yeah.
or none.
And
So,
that's what you got to do. I've been doing real estate. This has always been my passion, always helping people at such a high level and with something it's a large asset and it's the one of the biggest decisions they can make in their life. We hear that all the time, and it's
right.
something that's really impactful.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
just outlined all my kind of my career path to get to this point. But none of those career paths, in my opinion, have the direct impact that real estate has to, the home buyer or the home seller.
Sure. It's the biggest thing anybody's going to do, whether it's a $100,000 little tiny place, 200, 300. You guys may not have $100,000 places there, but some people listening will. But, it doesn't matter because it's the biggest thing anybody can do in their life when it comes to a purchase. It's a house, it's where they're going to live, it's their home, and it means the most. I think being in the Marines, being a fellow Marine myself, I know that felt huge in my life, and it's still a driving force in my life years later as I can feel it and see it through what you're doing and your display and love of the military in the back. But it's
Yep.
also, the next thing that I feel is like, okay, what's the biggest impact I can have on a life? Hey, this might be it as far as on a financial home base. Sure, there's doctors
Sure.
and things, mad respect, police officers, mad respect for all that. This is the one that kind of gives the freedom, right? This is the one that gives that
Yeah.
stuff, you know?
And that's the thing about the military and then the government and some of the things I did in between. There was a lot of red tape and
Mhm.
hurdles. I mean, there's hurdles in real estate, but there was a lot of red tape and things that would slow up the process. Or you start on a project that's there to help the military or have a significant impact on mission readiness. But
Right.
that project is minimum 6 months to a couple years from start to completion.
Yeah. Right.
Real estate is 15 days to 60 days,
Right.
start to
Right.
finish,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? From that starting point to completion to getting your clients, your amazing family into a home or out of their home, whatever you're doing. Uh,
Sure.
I love what I do. It's been almost going on 8 years.
Oh,
So
well. Oh,
not too long, but long
oh
enough
yeah.
to see a lot of change.
Yeah, so many people don't even make it through their first year, their second year. I think there's a stat
Right.
that said 80% don't. And this is where, I see people all the time say there's a ton of people in my market that are licensed. Well, there's a good chance that a lot are within that first year or two, and 80% of them aren't gonna make it, you
Yep.
know. And people really got to think about who they're going to hire in that process to represent the biggest sale or purchase of their life.
Right.
And I've had people, and you've maybe ran into this too, they might have a family member that's an agent, right? If they listen to what you offer and what you can do to help, they may choose the experienced person over their family member because, well, their family member has that part-time job or has never sold a house or whatever the reason, you know.
Right.
Experience of 8 years speaks volumes, man. So good for you.
I appreciate that. And literally to that point, one of my clients right now that currently has his listing, he's a retired Marine over 20 plus years. And he's like, hey, Jake, I just wanted to tell you, literally, this was on a FaceTime call yesterday. I really appreciate everything you've done for my home and getting the exposure out there and putting in the work and this, that, and the other. We appreciate you. So thank you because I know a lot of Marines on base, and it's true. There's a
Mhm.
lot of active duty folks that get their real estate license,
Right. Right.
and just try to play the game and do the job on a part-time basis. He's like, I know a lot of them, and they're good dudes in the Marine Corps, but I know they're not full-time.
Yeah.
They don't have the branding that you have, your
Mhm.
truck, all this, a million different things. People always say that, like,
Yeah.
oh, they're like, oh, Team Smoke, see you everywhere. And they literally do.
Yeah. Dude, I love that. I love your brand, first off, because I see it all the time. I'm a mile from the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know how far you are from the Pacific.
I'm 6 miles from
Okay,
the,
so you're 6 miles from the Pacific. I'm a mile from the Atlantic. So we are truly on other sides.
yep,
But that's the great thing about being online is I see, Jake Smoke, Team Smoke,
yep.
probably more than I see anybody
Uh,
online,
I
you
love
know?
it.
So yeah, man. And that's 3,000 plus miles, but I know San Diego is Jake Smoke, period. Point blank.
Uh,
That's what it is. Saying that from over here, God, man, like I can only imagine, like, and then you have your truck wrapped, right? On
yep,
top of what you're doing online. All this is bringing awareness to you, but at the same time, that can help your clients. I mean, that can help a buyer like your Marine veteran or, that is you're talking about, or person doesn't know where to turn because yeah, you're full time. You take it serious. It's your lifestyle. It is part of you at this point, just like the Marine Corps is.
when we first met and connected about selling her home, I always ask the question, how did you hear about me? Why me, right? Because I want to know, I want to learn, I want to build, right? You've got to ask those deeper questions to make sure you have that full understanding so you can present your clients in the best way and understand them. And she's like, Jake, we've owned this home for a couple of years. I've literally seen you driving around town for the last few years,
Oh wow.
like just consistently. Never called, never talked to her, but I've seen your truck.
Yeah.
I've seen you around town, and it was always, obviously he's a Marine. Look at his
Sure.
truck.
Sure.
She and her husband he's still active duty. She's a veteran. She's like, yeah, I see your stuff everywhere.
That's what it's about. It's being present, being there, because a lot of times, let's be honest, those part-time agents, they got something else going on, whether it's military or whatever. Teachers, God bless anybody doing it part-time because I've been there. Like I get it. But the truth is that and I don't want to go to the doctor and have a part-time doctor, like
Right, right.
so
A
if you're gonna
a
be
weekend warrior.
yeah, right. A weekend warrior. There you go. That maybe some reservists won't be too fond, but the truth is, hey, if you're living that life, I mean, full time every day, or you've done it for years every day, it's different. So
Yep.
Just like you're saying, you've been living the realtor life for 8 years. It
Yeah.
has its ups and downs. It has its every day. There's a
It,
struggle. There's
it
something to figure
definitely
out.
it definitely does. The client, the average consumer, they don't see it. They don't understand it. They don't realize it's not in their purview, their
Yeah.
wheelhouse. They're not going to see it.
Like, is there one client, like one you can think of? I know you've had tons of them, but one you can think of, like a situation where you help somebody with something tough or difficult to get themselves out of. And I see you got something going there.
I've got a few.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
real
tell me a
estate,
couple of them, or one or two if you can.
yeah,
Yeah.
real estate is complicated and complex when you get all these different people involved. And
Hmm.
think about a real estate transaction, a purchase or a sell. There's so many people involved. And one that comes to light, it was a few years back where I was representing the buyers, and my buyers were actually selling their own home, right? And it was a
Okay.
domino effect. And the home that they were purchasing, we get under contract, and the listing agent almost immediately starts to be just difficult.
Uh,
Wouldn't schedule the appraisal, wouldn't, was delaying like walkthroughs of the home or getting inspections done. Like my clients are doing the inspection on this date, and she'd respond back, "Oh, that's not available. They're gonna have to reschedule." And
uh,
she did that and delayed it. It got to a point where we didn't know it at the time, but months later, we finally got it closed. We had
mhm.
to get lawyers involved because they were trying to cancel the deal. The listing agent was trying to pull the rug out from my buyers and cancel on them or force a cancellation.
Wow.
So we got lawyers involved, and
Mhm.
I remember asking my own clients, I said, "Hey, guys, do you want to just walk away from this, or do you want me to put on the boxing gloves and battle?" So he's a firefighter, right? So
Okay.
kind of paramilitary, been
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
firefighting world for a while. He's like, "Look, Jake, you're a Marine. Get out there." Like, because I literally like straight up, do you guys just want to like backpedal and go a different direction, or do you want me to
Right.
fight? He's like, "No, do what you want. Like, go fight." I was like, "Okay."
Nice.
I was
Nice.
like, "All right, full send." You know,
Yeah.
as professional and as respectful as I could, I went
Mhm.
to bat. We did have to get lawyers involved because that's,
Right.
for better for worse, it's what you have to do. We ended up saving the deal. We ended up closing. It took an
Wow.
extra week or two, but we ended up closing.
Yeah.
And come to find out, that listing agent, in that meantime, right after we had the fully accepted offer,
Hmm.
they were trying to accept another offer that was $115,000 over ours. That was all cash.
Whoa.
And I won't say any names or locations, but they were trying to force us to cancel
Right.
and
Right.
make it
Wow.
incredibly difficult so they could go and accept that other offer.
Wow. And see, that's the thing. Like, I think just based on, your military experience, I mean,
Yep.
that's the thing. The military experience, and I just got to say this, like, you learn to fight for what you need or want in
You
life.
fight
Like,
for what's right.
perfect. You said it better than I did. You fight for what's right. And the fact you did that, and I think that's kind of some things that translates just maybe you as a person, but I would think the military has some
Yep.
input into there too, some
Yep.
influence. But you fighting for your client saved them or basically got them a house for 100 and what, 15,000, you said?
Yeah.
Less
Less than
than
what
what someone
somebody
else.
else, yep, was willing to pay for it. Yeah.
Right.
It's a beautiful home.
Oh, I bet it is. I mean, I've seen so many agents do over the years. They're like, it's just not going to work out. Like, I don't know. Maybe let's go
Yeah.
find another one. You were talking about put on the boxing gloves, do whatever you got to do in the most professional manner. We can't do what we did in the Marines
Right.
sometimes, but you can 100% do it in a professional,
Yep.
diplomatic way. And you did it. You involved the attorneys. You took the right steps. And it sounds like your
Right.
clients completely trusted you. That speaks volumes. And at the end of the day, you guys closed on it. They probably walked into that equity.
They did. They
Yeah,
definitely did. And also, if that would have fallen through, remember I'd mentioned I had their own home listed for sale.
that's right.
So it's a domino effect, right? If the
Yeah,
purchase was falling apart, that's going to make the buyers on their end fall out as well,
right. True. Yeah.
right? And that's what I've really learned over the years in real estate is you've got to do what's right. You've got to fight for what's right. Put on the boxing gloves. I think in my character, I've always been somebody that fights for the underdogs. You just got to do that because as you mentioned, that same client. So I live in a community and there's a handful of real estate agents that live in my own neighborhood
Hmm.
and they're good friends with another one.
Yeah.
And he flat out told me, he's like, "Look, Jake, and this is another reason why we picked you,
Hmm.
because we had a good idea that you would be this type of person that you would fight for us.
Right.
We know this other person, and we know that she wouldn't have done what you did."
That's awesome.
was like, well, thank you. I appreciate
I
that.
mean, and I'm sure you have a ton of those stories. We probably talk about those for days. Let's pivot a little bit. Like we
Sure.
talked about your branding, we've talked about character and fighting for what's right. Do you have marketing that you do for clients or to get buyers or help sellers? Like, what do you have any type of marketing?
I have quite a bit. Yeah, as
Oh
I
yeah,
mentioned, the truck, I mentioned I
yeah.
do some small stuff, some keychains and some pens that I've got over here behind me. I've got a box and something that I love, right?
Oh,
Again,
look at
put
that, Team
this.
Smoke Real Estate.
So
That's
this
sharp, man.
box, relatively smaller box, it packs a punch.
Yeah, let's see.
And hopefully you're not getting all the background noise of opening it up. But within
Nope.
this box, so this is called a listing power tools, listing power box, right?
Okay.
LPT Realty, and this is one of the huge, massive reasons why I came on board. So inside here,
Right.
I'm holding that up right. We've
Okay.
got all this marketing material,
Right.
markets each listing specifically, right?
Oh, nice.
So you order these, right? And this is a
Yep.
sample. So this is not one of my most recent listings, but
Okay.
on the front, it's got a picture of the home. It's got my
Right.
information. And then again on the back, it's got a couple other photos of the
Okay.
interior of the home.
Nice.
And in this box, I take this to my listing appointments. This material has over 156 units of different marketing pieces from
Okay.
door hangers to small postcards to larger postcards to flyers and all of that. And this
Awesome.
has been one of the most impactful pieces
Okay.
to help
Nice.
my sellers
Mm-hmm.
really visualize on what they're getting.
Right, because they get to put something in their hands. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's different. Everyone wants to talk about, oh yeah, I'm going to put it online. That's, I mean, a lot of times, I hate to say, that can be a cop out for some agents. Oh, it's online. It just so you don't have to show them anything.
That's easy.
Yep.
That's not taking it to the next level, taking it to the next step.
Right. I mean, it used to be something maybe like when you first got in real estate or something, everyone was like, oh, but it's all online. Yeah, it is online. Of course it is.
Right.
Now it's like, what else? What else are you doing? And now you've got other things that you're doing with your brokerage that allow you to do that for your sellers. And you're doing that for all your sellers from it sounds like it, right?
Yes, and this is the first brokerage that I've really seen that offers this up front,
Oh, really?
And you're
Okay.
aware, you pay for shipping. It costs
Hmm.
me 15, $20 to get it shipped to my house once I order it, put all the
Right.
information in there and order it. This alone is 700, maybe $1,000 worth of material.
Yeah.
You were to pay
Okay.
for all this to be printed and to have this accessible for my clients, for my listings
Right.
is a massive plus.
That's awesome.
Aside from this, I'm doing all the other branding. I've got the truck out there. I've got the
Mhm.
QR codes. They're seeing it all on my digital business card and on my social media platforms and on the
Yeah.
website. I think this is really the most impactful.
I love you have that and that you're actually putting it into use because
Yep.
some people, I've had some people say, "Oh, well, that marketing's just going to be for the agent," and I'm like, "Well, wait a second. The fact that you're pushing it all out there, that's helping your sellers
Right.
because it's helping it get more exposure for their house, but it's also allowing you to grab buyers for that seller.
Yep.
So your buyers are going to have an upper hand because you're marketing. Your sellers are going to have an
Right.
upper hand because of your marketing." And you're just there to connect the two.
I enjoy door knocking.
Oh, okay. You're
I
you're one of
will.
the few. You're one of
I
the few.
I do. I got to get in my steps.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Got,
Yeah.
got to get in my mileage and my steps, but so business cards, right? And it's
Okay.
still in the plastic. Got to keep this set nice.
Sure.
I will give one. I'll go door knocking. I'll be talking with neighbors, dropping off the door hangers that are in the box or dropping off the flyers. LPT Realty has a saying. It's called empty the box,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And it's like that. I try to do that. Try to empty
Hmm.
the damn box. I do have to save some for my open houses and things of that nature. But emptying the box means unload.
Yeah. Unload. Yep.
Unload and show clear, right?
Yeah. There you go. Yep. Rancor. Hoorah. Yeah.
Like, oh man, that should be a phrase to the CEO. Unload and show clear. Like, hey, look,
Yeah.
we're
Yep.
clear.
Yep. There you go. I love it, man. I love it.
And yeah, that's leaving the flyers off at neighbors, talking with neighbors and let them know that, hey, this listing just came live or it's whatever it is. Like, you know, again,
Yeah.
I'm not looking for you to sell. Of course, if that's something you're interested in, we can have that conversation later. But
Right.
this is to help pass the word. Let me
No, I
invite you
love
to
it.
my open house.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And those business cards you have, those look a little
Yep.
different, right? You showed, yeah. So on the business cards, so you have business cards for you, but it's for each listing you have.
Correct. Yeah. So
Okay.
again, in this LPT box right here, it's for the house. I'm
Okay.
advertising the house. And so what I was going to mention with these, I give these to my sellers
Hmm.
or I give them similar thing. These are bifold business cards, so they fold in
Oh,
half,
nice. Okay.
okay?
Yep.
Right? I give either one of these or all of them to my own sellers. I say, hey, go pass these out, right?
Right.
So they're giving them to their friends, their family, everybody they know in their own community as well, their
Hmm.
own SOY, and they're
Yep.
passing them out.
Because it has their house on it.
It has their house on it.
Right. Right.
And
Not
they
just
are,
your business card, but
yeah,
yeah.
they are stoked, right? So they're passing it out to their friends and family, and maybe their friends know somebody who's a friend of a friend who's looking to buy, right? That's an opportunity for that person to
Okay.
hear about this home,
Yeah.
right?
See, that's awesome. And you leave those at restaurants or wherever you go, like a tabletop, kind of like stack it up.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
man.
it's really cool, and this is really something that helped kind of push my decision to come on board with LPT. I've been with when I first started in real estate, I was with Century 21,
Okay.
and then I was with Keller Williams for a few years, helped
There
build
too.
out a team there, right?
Yep.
And then I went over to EXP. I think that's where you and I met, and then
Oh yeah. 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 How about that? Yep.
and then here, LPT, and this is the first company that kind of puts it out there.
Sure.
You can order marketing material anywhere you go, but this is
Right.
specific for the home, for
Right.
you, for your branding, and it's really cool and it's impactful. And
Yeah.
that's
It's super impactful, man. And the way you're doing it, your brand alone is impactful. But then you tack on the Jake Smoke marketing
yeah,
with LPT marketing.
I try not to do anything, I do it right.
You don't half-ass it. Let's
Yeah,
be
well,
honest.
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this,
No, that's awesome, man. And then I've also I've seen or heard people talk about your magazines. I don't know if you have any left, but you also have magazines that you have for buyers and sellers, right?
I do. I don't have any with me at the moment.
Okay.
I do, and those are great for them to flip through.
Right. Okay.
And
So your clients can you have a magazine for a buyer or a seller,
correct. Yeah,
right? Okay.
either side we're working on gives them the insights of the process. And again,
Nice.
it's the top questions to ask, potential real estate agent buying or selling. It's a
Okay.
really another impactful piece.
Nice.
People,
Nice.
it allows the consumer to really get that insight about the process and about what I do, right?
Sure. Sure.
Sorry.
Dude, I mean, you're covering all spots on the marketing side. Sounds like you're,
Yep.
doing what's right, as you call it, and taking some of those, what was it back in the core? JJ did tie buckle, right? All of those acronyms. I even forget what they all are probably. I
Yes.
could
Yep.
probably come to me, but you're taking all the things that make a Marine and kind of applying them to your real estate world. And
Right.
it's taken off, man. I mean, the fighting for what's right, the, character that you're going to do the right thing at the right time, and do your best to represent your clients and fight for the underdog, as you said.
Yeah, that's what it takes. I will call it as it is. I will provide my 2 cents where needed if they ask for it, if they want it, right? Go on as much of a deep dive as I need to with my clients to make sure they're as informed of as they need to be
Yeah.
through the buying or the selling process or the relocating. What I love about LPT and the collaboration that I have with the folks within our circle is that I know
Mhm.
people in every 50 state and in other countries, right?
Right.
That I can reach out to that are real estate professionals that I know will help guide a client in the right direction.
On top of all this, you have a nationwide network of like some dedicated, trustworthy, on top of their game realtors in all 50 states and other countries, you said.
And the majority of them, because again, most of my clientele is military, right?
Okay.
My background, everything on the wall. I work
Mhm.
with everybody, right?
Sure.
My primary big focus, majority of my business is military or veterans. With
Okay.
that demographic, with that clientele base, they're likely to work with somebody who has that same similar background, right? So a lot of the agents that I have great connections with all over are
Hmm.
near or close to a base or have that background. And so
Okay.
that's huge.
Yeah, that is huge. So if they don't have to be in San Diego, say someone's in Texas or Idaho or anywhere, they could reach out to you and say, hey, I saw your video or I've heard about you. Can you
Yep.
connect me with somebody here? You can do that.
100%. And what I
Okay.
like to do, I like to get on video. I like to send out a
Nice.
video text or a video message, get on a small YouTube video private link. That client with that professional,
Oh, okay.
do it.
That's awesome, man.
over text is great, but what's even
Right.
better is over video. So that way,
Sure.
that individual can see myself, the other
Right.
agent can see me, they understand my tonality, my body language, how
Right.
excited I am to get them connected. And then
Right.
often that professional will hop on the line and also do a video text. That allows the client to really get a good feel and a good vibe as a professional and
Sure.
also for that other real estate agent.
I mean, they almost get to know. It's just like meeting somebody, but they got to do,
Yep.
in different markets, you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, text is so impersonal these days, and it doesn't mean as much. It doesn't mean anything, really.
It doesn't, and people miscommunicate and misrepresent and misunderstand boring text messages
Yeah,
all day long.
all day long. Whether it's a significant other or your
Yep.
kids or anything, a simple okay could be taken the wrong way. Let's be
Right.
honest.
Right.
So no, that's huge, man. So huge network, all that marketing, doing so many things. So I mean, you have a lot to offer for anybody that wants to get in real estate, or maybe they're already in real estate and need some help. Is that something? Do you help people with that stuff too?
I'm on board and I'm open. Yes, I am happy to get on the phone and chat with somebody about the benefits, one of the brokerage, what they offer. This
Mm-hmm.
LPT Power Pack right here, that's just
Right.
one small thing as a whole. But yeah, if there's any real estate agent, a realtor, professional in the industry that's looking to have a further conversation to understand how they can grow their business, I'm happy to have that conversation and that dialogue. And I'm an open book. I think
Right.
you're the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Open book, shoot it to them straight and
Yep.
allow them to make that decision and help grow. And very likely it's going to be something that's going to have a huge impact on their business.
I mean, if everybody was doing the marketing you're doing, the one thing's LPT, that's great. But what Jake Smoke is doing and Team Smoke is doing,
Yep.
that's amazing. So you can be at any brokerage you want, but if you don't have the right person, it's the who, right? It's the
Right.
who. And it sounds like you are the who to know to get things done and to elevate someone's career. So
Yeah. Appreciate that, man.
just seeing it, man. In such a short time, not talking about the 8 years, because everyone thinks it's, oh, you got lucky, but it was everything in your life led up to getting into real estate, and then everything for several years led you into getting your vehicle wrapped, getting the
Right.
marketing going, talking to the right people, and people getting to know who you are. So it's a lifetime process. You're hitting it, man. You're doing things.
100%, man. Appreciate
Yep.
that. And kind of always growing. And I
Mm-hmm.
really want to allow others to grow as well, whether that's joining my
Awesome.
team or just
Right.
being part of my community. Either
Yep.
way, here to help, happy to help. And if you, the person watching this video, is that person or looking for more, hit me
Right.
up. You can find me
That's awesome.
on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. That would be incredibly
Yeah.
impactful. You know,
Sure. Yeah,
hit
because
me
you
up.
got a lot of great content and you're always doing things. So,
Yep.
I mean, I know industry professionals that do well that would learn a dramatic amount from you. Kudos to you for everything you're doing. And with all of what you just said and what we've talked about, how do people get in touch with you? Is there a cell phone or email or website they go to? What's the best way for them to get in touch?
Oh, I appreciate that. So first and foremost, my direct cell phone number is 760-429-5533, and I'll leave it down below as well. It'll also be in the description of this video, so you can call me, you can text,
Wow.
send me a smoke signal, direct
That's
message.
awesome. I love it. Where
Um,
there's smoke, there's fire, as they say.
yep,
Of
yep. Or, and all of my social media channels will be listed as well below. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, this platform,
course you
YouTube,
are. Dude,
so
awesome.
yeah, hit me up. I'm not hard to find. Just
Yeah.
literally type in my name to Google, and I hope to God my name is at the top when it talks about San Diego. So
If it's not already, it will be soon, I'm
it's
sure.
got to be. But Team
Cool.
Smoke or Jake Smoke, you type in one
Yeah.
of that'll get you in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing, man. Well, thanks so much, man, for jumping on, going through
Yep.
all of that, because just not even people doing it, but just hearing your story and hearing where you came from and the things you're doing on the marketing side, the brokerage you're aligned with, your team, man, like you're on fire. No pun intended, Team Smoke.
Well,
You know?
let's end with that. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, you're on fire,
And
man. But I look
and
forward
Terry,
to
thank
meeting
you.
again sometime. Keep doing your thing. And there's gonna be a lot of people that benefit from hearing about this, and keep helping people and keep doing the right thing and
Love it.
keep booming and growing. So,
Will do.
all right.
Thanks,
Take
Terry.
care, Jake.
Appreciate you. All
Talk
right.
in, man.
See ya.
Bye.
Are you military veteran, active duty, or retired? hit me up. Click the link attached in the profile, and I'll connect you with the right realtor. Doesn't matter what state, doesn't matter if they're in another country. I've worked with military professionals that know the military, that know what we have gone through, have walked the walk, and have talked the talk. Click the link, and I'll get you connected with them. I'll also send you my PCS relocation guide for free. Click the link. Let me help you out. Let me get you connected with the right person with the right resources, no matter what state or country.